Hello, beautiful being. Welcome to In Her Dreams and welcome to your reading. I am so grateful that you're taking time to tune in to see what messages are flowing in from Spirit for you. Ashe. Thank you, Divine. Spirit says that peace is always yours, beautiful being. Peace is always yours. And you're supported in this peaceful state the Divine is inviting you to align with. Okay? There may be some doubt right now, like, can I be at peace? Do I have access to it? Shouldn't I be worried about this? Shouldn't I be? No, absolutely not. There's nothing that is worth your well-being at this point in time. Divine is really bringing that through, that at this very moment they want you to rest assured that there's nothing that is worth your well-being. So put your well-being first and harness the energy of peace that you have. Let's see why this is coming through right now, Spirit. Is there anything that's trying to threaten this beautiful being's peace at this time? Got morality and friendliness. So some people are trying to come through putting a guilt trip on you or making you think that you should be doing something for the sake of morality or because they said so, or because, you know, this feels like somebody trying to put pressure on you because they didn't see you at church on Sunday morning, or, you know, why are you doing certain things? Why are you acting differently? You could be aligning with something that some people don't understand. You could be aligning with your own truth, your own peace. And somebody just doesn't understand. They don't get it. They said it's a little too glorious for their taste. So this could be a person, this could be friends, quote unquote, 222 on the timer, who want all the glory for themselves. It's like you're glowing a bit too much. You're a bit too peaceful. Maybe somebody wants to ruffle your feathers right now. Maybe somebody wants to sprinkle some doubt on your growth right now because you're just shining a little too much. You're shining a little too much with the, you know, from their perspective. You're really doing exactly what you're meant to do. Divine does not want you to doubt that. These energies who are trying to present themselves as friends, if they were truly friends, they would congratulate you for your glow, for your glorious peace. But it's like somebody wanting to separate you from your peace, trying to make you think that you need to be aligned with a certain set of morals or standards or something. This could be religion, doesn't have to be. Could be family traditions. Maybe there's something that you're doing outside of the tradition of a family or what a group within a family expected you to do. Okay, we've got traveling in the reverse. Yeah, somebody wants to impede your progress. They see that you're, I saw like a rocket ship just taking off. That's how people see you, is a rocket ship taking off. They don't like that. They know deep down inside that you're limitless. They don't like that. Something about your protection, because we're at 404. Trying to bring conflict to your protection, because I saw 405. All right. Going with the flow is what Spirit wants you to do. Go with the flow. But the flow of your divine calling, your divine soul. See, this can go both ways. Like, what flow are you going with? Are you going with the flow of the family expectations? Are you going with the flow of friends that ain't really friends and what they want for you? There's something here about you outgrowing a system. This system could be a friend group, a community group, okay? But they want you just aligning with them. They want you like a jellyfish, like just, okay, you know, and it's like, no. No. But going with the flow of your soul, yes. So you're going with a flow, just not the flow that somebody wants you to go in. Patience. I'm seeing lunar cycles here. Okay, there's something that you're doing now that you've tried to do before. Now, it's always progress, right? So even when we feel like our progress is interrupted, it's just that we're pausing to learn a lesson, and then we pick right up and continue to grow. But it's like there's I keep seeing someone or a group of people wanting to halt your progress. It's like they want something to take longer than it's supposed to. You've been through a cycle before of something you're doing now. You're going to complete the cycle now. There's this like point. Okay, take what resonates, but it feels like there's this point in your progress, your evolution with a certain cycle where you always get to a very far point, but there might be something that kind of breaks down a little bit or is halted, but that's because there are other beings that are intimidated by your progress, and they feel like, I keep hearing that, you know how people, I think it might be a southern thing, but they'll say, oh, you getting too big for your britches, or you really feeling your Cheerios, you know, it's like, oh, who you think you are, you know, and it's kind of like that vibe that's coming through, like, oh, you think you all that now. You know, like you've grown too much for their taste, for their comfort level. When you're doing it right, other people around you will become uncomfortable. And it's not because of anything that we try to do. It really is a very internal process, our own growth and evolution. But when we do it right, there are people on the outside who naturally just feel uncomfortable because they see us ascending, and they want everybody to stay the same, because then they don't have to feel guilty about their lack of growth. See, you will complete the cycle, but you're going to complete the cycle by remaining aligned with what's right for you, not trying to keep yourself small for other people. Okay, I'm hearing there might be some events that you'll need to turn down. Some people might want you to be in their presence just so they can keep you small. This could be a person or people wearing a disguise. They're chameleon. So, ooh, and then I heard, okay, the problem is that they believe in you. They know who you are. They know your potential. They know that if they get out of the way, you're going to do what you came here to do. You're going to continue to grow and evolve. And they also know that you're going to outgrow their shenanigans, I heard. Their tricks, their lies. Okay, this could be someone who's afraid of you seeing who they really are. Because if this is a chameleon, a person who always wears a disguise, they're one way with you and then they're another way with other people. So, okay. And this is a heads up. This is just confirmation. If this is your reading, you've already been getting a feeling about this. But this is a person or a group of people. I'm specifically getting a certain energy though. Gemini's coming through. Could be, doesn't have to be. That could be your energy or that of this person. It could also just be that this person is going from one end of their personality spectrum to the other in order to support this disguise. But they're with you. When they're with you, they're one way. When they are with other people, they're a completely different way. When they're with you, they're acting as though they support you. And in the background, behind the scenes, they're saying pretty vicious things, which all that's going to do in the end is make them look like a hater, which is just going to reveal the truth about them because they are being a hater. But people are going to see through that. The thing is, when people gossip about a person who's doing what they are supposed to do, yeah, initially people are kind of like, oh yeah, well, what's the tea? What's the tea? Let me hear. And then eventually they see that you're still focused on you and you're not talking about them. So they start to see this gossiping person as the problem. Okay? Yeah. Divine is saying to be at peace. Remember, that's what's coming through. Nothing is worth your well-being. So be at peace about this because you're protected. All right? There could be a child that you love and are caring for. You might be a parent. All right? If this isn't a child that you're loving and caring for, then this is your inner child. And also it could be a creative project or a creative endeavor. There's somebody here with an intention to hunt. So there's somebody who wants to wear a disguise and they have an intention to hunt. They're trying to target you because they see you as their biggest competition, and it's because of your wisdom and your work ethic. Okay? There's something that they don't want to be revealed about you, and so they're trying to play a trick in order to stop a victory. But that's not going to work, and there's evidence with the next two cards. They're trying to stop a victory for you, but that's going to be balanced out because there's going to be a death to their hunting nature, I heard. So this is a person who hunts. Yeah, we've got balance and transform. Something's going to be balanced for you because there's a death to their hunting efforts, their hunting ways. 11:44 on the timer. Okay, what is this about, Spirit? A death to their hunting ways. That sounds very interesting. A death to their hunting ways. Now, this is a general reading. This is a collective reading, so that could mean different things for, you know, different beings. Any clarity on that, Spirit? A death to their hunting ways. Helicopter and assimilationist. So there's somebody who's been very much in your world. Like, you know, you think of a helicopter parent, like they hover. This person has been hovering over you, trying to get details and information about what's going on in your world. Okay, this is the second. That's an iguana. Or is it a chameleon? I think it's an iguana or a chameleon. Okay, both could be relevant. But look at that. They look so... They look identical. They're even facing the same way. Assimilationist disguise. So their disguise is going to be blown. Their cover is going to be blown. Also, this person is being called out. Now, I'm going to read the card. It may or may not resonate, or it may be, you know, semi-resonant. So let's see what it says. It says a person of color. It doesn't have to be a person of color. Okay. Who distances themselves from their culture to gain favor or status within the dominant, often white culture. What this feels like is there's something here going on with culture or race, but this person is acting out of fear. They're acting out of fear. They also might be racist, okay? Doesn't matter if they are a person of color or they are not. This person is about, their cover is going to be blown for their motivation for hunting people. Divine says there's going to be a death to their hunting ways. So they're being called out. They're going to be seen. This is going to be your victory. This victory card is over these two cards, the disguise and assimilationist card. So there will be victory over this energy. It's not just about this person, because this person's intentions are really, I heard, lethal and disgusting. So they try to bring endings to people that they shouldn't. And it's really disgusting behavior. So I am picking up on some racism here. You've got buffer and hit and run. So this person could end up hitting the wrong one. Yeah, they might have a run-in with someone who's really not playing with them. You know how that is? Like, people will test people and poke and prod and go around poking the bear and blah, 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 blah. But then they poke that one person who is ready to teach somebody a lesson. You know what I mean? they're not really thinking about peace and love and the heart space. They really don't care. Yeah. Yeah. It's like barking up the wrong tree. So I'm getting with these two cards here that this person has felt safe because they've gotten away with their behavior for so long. It's like they've been protected. But they about to hit into the wrong one. They about to have an accident with the wrong person. The Holy Grail, okay. So this is a person who tries to appear. This looks like a Bronco or a Jeep, something like that. That could be significant, doesn't have to be. This could be a person who presents themselves as religious or divinely aligned, but it came out on the fence. So yeah, oh, so this could be with religion. It may have something to do with racism. That could be an aspect of this person's hateful behavior, but I'm also getting now that this could pertain to religion. On certain days, this person might be up in the church, and other days this person is, you know, hating people that they shouldn't be hating, because truly deep down inside they hate themselves, you know. But there's something about racism and religion both playing a role in this person's behavior and their desire to hunt people. Truly, at the root of all of this is that they hate who they are. But they've been taught to project this hatred towards a certain group of people. This could even be certain people of a particular sexual orientation, a particular color, a particular, you know, they might not like people who are spiritual. They might just get down with people who are in church every Sunday. It just depends on your situation, how it resonates. But there's something here about this person using religion to disguise their hatred. They see you as the main character. Wow, this goes deep. So this is all from a friend group. Like this is a person who is supposedly a friend. I keep getting Gemini, but okay. Take it if it resonates. Poke the eye of power, disrupting power, challenging or confronting someone who is perceived as powerful or in control. So this person uses their status, which they may gain from a religious hierarchy or religious position. They use their status to cover up who they truly are. It is a disguise. Okay, there could be two people here. This could even be a couple, because we've got those two creatures here. Okay, I think it's a chameleon, but it does look like an iguana. So Kismet, invisible threads of destiny that pull people, events, or moments together in perfect, often mysterious timing. So there's something about you all's meeting in this life. It was a part of your destiny so that you could reveal a certain aspect of yourself. It's like your encounter with this person or these people has revealed something amazing about your gifts and your talents and your skills. Okay? But it's only meant to go to a certain point, because these are karmic beings and they're not meant to journey with us forever. We're supposed to get the lesson, which is what you've done, and we move forward. See, because when we stay tied to them, with this traveling card coming out in reverse, that's exactly the impact that it has on us when we stay tied to them too long, is we don't go where we're supposed to be, but you're going. Okay, nobody's gonna stop you. Something here about a life insurance policy. There could be somebody involved in this friend group who wanted to become friends with someone or use someone just because of their access to money or to wealth. This could be you. Perhaps you have wealth in your life that they wanted to, I'm hearing they wanted to be nosy about it. They wanted to sniff around and find out about what you've got. Okay, something about an insurance policy or investments. Okay, Jolene, there's somebody here who wanted to get their hands on a romantic partner of someone else. Or there could be a situation here that someone was afraid that you were coming after their person, which I'm not picking up on that at all, okay? Because you are, look, anybody who's the main character, people are gonna be scared that you want to take their person. This is how beings see you, because you are the main character. So they're sitting back afraid, hoping that you're not taking their lover when you're focused on you. That's why you are the main character. If you are one of these people who's always looking at somebody else's partner, trying to break up a happy home, you would not be the main character. People don't understand that. Somebody is afraid that you're going to take their person simply because you are high vibe and you focus on you. Well, that's why you're not worried about somebody else's relationship. It's because you are high vibe and you focus on you. So these are all things going on in their head that they don't need to worry about, but they sit around thinking about way too much. Not my job attitude. So there's somebody here who's not taking responsibility and accountability for the mess that they've made in their own life. They would rather look at you and put that on you. These are all the reasons why somebody does not want you to grow, is because these are people who are very much centered on putting the blame on other people. They are way too focused on you instead of focused on their own path of growth, okay? There's somebody here who is, well, it says dad bod. Oh, okay, so somebody, okay, there could be a masculine here. Doesn't have to be, could be a feminine. But it's somebody who is potentially attractive, but they feel like they are running out of time, perhaps to attract you or to be in your world. This is somebody who wants you to find them attractive, but they're afraid that maybe you see them as getting older. They feel like they're losing hope in being able to attract you or to experience 2222 on the timer, to experience some sort of companionship with you. Yeah, they feel like they're losing time. Okay, we've got this. There's somebody who wanted to use sex as a means of getting in somebody's world, or they were afraid that you were going to do that in order to wow, to get in somebody's world, to attract somebody. Basically, this is somebody who is stuck in a very low vibe state, and they were so afraid that because they know how they roll, that you were going to use the same tactics that they try to use to break up happy homes or to get in somebody's to get into somebody's life, to become somebody's partner. They thought that you were going to be desperate, and you really don't care. That's why you're the main character. See, the main character is not thinking about all of these things. Divine is just confirming for you in this reading what these people are worried about. And they're worried about things that aren't even on your radar. So that's all the more reason to focus on you and to leave these beings behind and do what you're called to do. Okay, glass onion, you think you get it at a glance, but it takes digging deeper to truly understand. So there have been so many layers to all of this. I'm already getting, it feels like, wow, so complicated. It's like racism and religion and insecurity and lust. All sorts of frequencies involved in this reading and the beings in this situation. And ultimately, they've had fears that don't even concern you. And these fears are the reasons why they've wanted to hold you back. Okay, lots and lots of layers. But I love this siren energy because it gives Lilith vibes with the red hair, but also Yemaya, since it's a siren, and you know, that brings me to the mermaid energy and to the ocean. You are free. You are free, and you're free from any sort of manipulation that anybody would try to use in order to make you small or to keep you away from your true path. There's somebody here who wanted to tap into your deepest desires and vulnerabilities. They wanted to tempt you. Perhaps this person who feels like they're running out of time to attract you, you're not thinking about that. All of these low vibe energies, you don't have time for that. That's why you are the main character. All of these frequencies are things that have been projected towards you to try to get you off of your path. And truly what it is a test. And you have passed every test, and you will continue to do that and remain in your state of divine alignment with what's truly meant for you. Okay? Thank you, Spirit. But yeah, that's the disguise. And now we see with the chameleon energy, where it's like people shifting and trying to impact your take on who they are by presenting themselves as someone who they're not, trying to use disguises. But you see through that. And ultimately, none of this, with this friend group, none of this is what's any longer on your path. Perhaps at one time it was meant to teach you a lesson, but now you're moving on to much greater things. Even if it's being at home alone, that's a greater thing than being involved with people like this who are worried about sucking things and, oh Lord, okay. If that's what they're sitting around thinking about, they can keep doing that, but you're not going to be sitting there fighting with them over someone who is just wanting to get their hands on you. I heard their paws on you. So this is somebody who just wants to hit it and quit it. It's not even that deep. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. What is coming through for this beautiful being as we close this message, Spirit? Okay. Veiled and growth. These are beings that wanted to hide your growth. Oh, and what's that? Safe travel. Oh, look at that. I love that. Because look, they were trying to turn your journey upside down. Okay, because this came out in the reverse as Divine was making that clear. So your travel is safe. The journey that you are on is divine, and nobody can make you part ways from your safe journey. Okay. We have here divine masculine, so either you are divine masculine or you are connecting with a divine masculine. I'm hearing there's a huge amount of protection aligned with this divine masculine, whether that is you or someone that you're connecting with. Lots of protective energy, okay? There's something here that they were trying to veil about your growth, but you are psychic and you see through that, all right? Nothing about your journey can be hidden that's supposed to be revealed. And nothing can be revealed that's supposed to be veiled, because sometimes it's divine for things to be veiled until the right time, okay? Your main focus is truly aligned. Your main focus. So what you are doing to grow, what you are doing to love yourself, what you are doing to create, that's where your focus lies right now, and that keeps you divinely aligned. And also you have guides and ancestors, spirit allies that are leading you into this new life. Okay? Because your new life does not include these beings who wanted to keep you bound and veiled and controlled. Okay? That's not what's in alignment for you. What's in alignment for you is your focus on the things that are precious to you and what you are soul driven to do. Ashe, thank you, Spirit, for these messages. I'm so grateful that you allow them to come through me. And thank you, beautiful being, for taking the time to tune in. Thank you also for your likes, your comments, your subscribes, your hypes, your shares. What else? Your donations. I genuinely appreciate every bit of love that you send to this space of Inner Dreams. Thank you. I love you. And I wish you peace. I wish you joy and so many blessings. Take care.